Good evening, campers, and welcome aboard the Starship Nightwish. I'm Commander Exorcist. Happy Halloween to you all. From the depths of space and the crew of the Nightwish, I wish you all a wonderful, spooky season. Be safe out there if you're going and getting candy. Make sure that there's nothing, nefarious in there, like burst scarf or, some kind of Thargoid strawberry or whatever. But welcome, my friends, to Taco Tuesday. This is my weekly Elite Dangerous show where I pick a Galnet article and read it and talk about it, primarily from a lore perspective, but sometimes I'll break the fourth wall if the situation warrants it. Now, as I've said plenty of times in these videos, I don't read these articles. I don't screen these articles. So as we're reading it, we're experiencing it together for the first time. So I'll give you my honest opinion on it, and we'll talk a little bit about it and see how things go. There's a lot going on in the Elite Dangerous galaxy at the moment with the Thargoid War. Some really weird developments. If you haven't visited the Spires, I strongly encourage you to do so. I recently posted a video of my first trip to the Spires. It had the last 10 minutes of that video is some of my favorite content that I've ever created. It's just a lot of fun. Getting my face exploded by the Banshees. They're much tougher than I expected them to be, but they were a lot of fun. So if you haven't been out to check out the Banshees and the Spire sites, they are worth the trip. No special engineering required, just a little bit of caution in your approach, and you'll be fine. But what do we have today? What's going on now? We've rescued some humans from the Thargoid Titans, and so they're being held in quarantine. No real updates on that. Nobody's pushed the switch and accidentally released them into the wild. That's good for now. But what's really happening in the galaxy? Well, that's apparently what we're going to talk about today, because everybody's favorite secret agency, Aegis, is back, and they are conducting research into the Matrix sites, which mysteriously overnight blossomed into these gigantic city-sized spires. These things are massive. To say that really feels like an understatement. That can be seen from orbit, and they're just enormous and dangerous. Very dangerous. As a matter of fact, everything around them just speaks of death, and it's obvious when you're there, there's this kind of feeling around the spires that you don't belong there, which is what adds to the fun of actually going in and getting to explore them and learn a little bit about them. But today, we're going to talk about Aegis and what they're doing about the Spire sites. Aegis aspiring to learn more about the Spires. God help me for this organization. Let's get to it. Aegis prioritizes research into Thargoid Spire sites. The rapid evolution of Thargoid barnacle matrix sites into colossal spires. Hey, I like that. I wish I could remember to use the word colossal. You guys are going to have to help me with that. Into colossal spires has sparked intense scientific scrutiny and concern as to their purpose. I can tell you that from firsthand experience, their purpose is not to sustain human life. Guaranteed. So we can just cross that one off the scientific checklist. They are not there as a human playground. They are. That's what we've turned them into, but that's not their purpose. So obviously they don't want us alive. So one of the functions of the Spires is to eliminate you. Just a word of warning. Dr. Maximo Fonseca, the Allied Scientific Liaison to Aegis, discussed recent developments in an article for the Empirical. There is no doubt these twisting biomechanical towers are important to the Thargoids. Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate that. It's kind of freaking obvious that they grow the things, so they probably be important to them. Each site is defended by highly aggressive drones, including a new type designated the Banshee. The Banshee is amazing. I unloaded an entire clip of plasma weapons at that thing, and it didn't do any damage. But that's because I wasn't being really smart in my attack, so there's ways of taking them out. But because it's my first time, I just kind of shot in the dark, and I got shot back, so pretty heavily, and exploded and burned. I'm pretty sure it's probably some other horrible things happened to me while I was out there, but I was unconscious, thankfully, and I don't remember those items. Larger Thargoid vessels also routinely come and go in a manner similar to ships docking with an outpost, and that's true. Watch the Spire sites. If you've seen them on a video or you go there, it's really cool because there's something inside of these things. It's a hangar. It's like a refueling center or a cargo dock or something. There's something going on inside the Spires because there's constantly Goid ships coming in and out of them. It's kind of like the opening on the Titans, but a little bit smaller, but it's still really cool. Some believe that each site is an alien city. I mentioned that, and I think that's partially correct. I think these could be the beginnings of Thargoid cities or actual active Thargoid bases, kind of like we have our starports. I think that's what we're seeing growing here. A Xenopolis. Ooh, I like that word. If you will. And this marks the start of a colonization program. Yes, I agree with that. But I believe the Thargoids remain on a war footing. Of course, they're continuing to push in. Either way, we are bringing together our finest xenologists to decipher their function as rapidly as possible. Well, that's good. I hope that the commanders of Elite Dangerous get to help and evaluate kind of the purpose of these things, and we just don't get told through Galnet. One of these scientists is Professor Ishmael Palin. Hello, Ishmael. Who is recognized as a leading authority on the Thargoids. In a brief interview for Vox Galactica, he said, "The construction of permanent surface structures confirms that the Thargoids have long-term plans." Thank you, Doctor. I'm doing that for each one of these freaking doctors. Thank you for stating the obvious. Now, I get it. They're probably kind of trained when they give speeches to kind of lean in with the obvious. We are very confident that the Thargoid new sites are very important to the Thargoid progression into the bubble. Thank you. Appreciate that. And then they kind of lean into the stuff that we actually want to hear. We know they're important. They wouldn't be there if they weren't important. The one thing we've learned about the Thargoids is they don't do anything for fun. They don't seem to have any kind of fun. We haven't found like a Thargoid baseball stadium or like a chess set or anything. We haven't found anything that's entertaining with the Thargoids. Everything about them seems to be food and death. Pretty much it. And slime. So, I'm pretty sure it's not just for recreation. They're important. I've studied scans that indicate organic and mechanical processes taking place within each spire. My guess is they're industrial in nature. And these things, if you've ever been to a spire, they have a heavy industrial feel to them. They really do. Like a refueling depot or something, but there's a heavy industrial feel to these things. My guess is that they're, I read that, the equivalent of our extraction factories. It's possible they are producing or refining vast quantities of mineral substances to supply the Thargoid war machine. I'd be curious if we end up finding any humans in pods at these Spire sites. I know they're on the Titans, but I wonder if the Goids have any use for the humans in pods at one of these sites. That'd be interesting to know. Many pilots have already seen fit to provide me with compounds extracted from the Thargoid Spire sites. There are a lot of compounds to collect from these locations on foot and from your ship. So, it's a gold mine of weird Thargoid stuff. Little stuff that looks like a pineapple and some other things. It's they're pretty interesting. So there's stuff to collect. There's stuff to look at. It's obvious that this is kind of the base of something bigger, like a bigger push or more of a permanent presence. I mean, even if we win the war, these things aren't going away. So we just might as well get used to the fact that the locations we have, those are permanent Thargoid Spire sites. Which has already given my research an initial boost. Further samples can be delivered to Able Laboratory or the bartender at Bard Gateway in the ARC system. So there is a CG at the moment. I believe it's gone live that wants material. So there's materials that you can help deliver to contribute to the research project. So see, I don't do these articles. I don't read these articles in advance. And I already said at the beginning, I hope that Elite Dangerous Commanders get to help. Well, we do get to help by delivering more materials in a CG. Thanks. So, okay. So the Spire site. So, I I love the Spire sites. I think they're a lot of fun. They're creepy, and I think they're one of the creepiest locations I've experienced in a video game, because they really have. There is this sense that you are not safe. You have to watch every step that you make in these places. Now, granted, you can get away from most things if you hide and let the aggro go down on whatever's chasing you, but it's still that sense of danger. It really is a challenging place to visit, but it's really worth it. Whether it's for the photos, the memories, the materials, or whatever, you really can't beat some of these locations to visit. And I don't know. Here's the problem, and I appreciate Palin's pressing into the Spire site's purposes and what Aegis is doing for the research projects, but what does it matter? We're not going to be able to do anything about these things. We don't have the resources at the moment to dedicate to annihilating one of these Spire sites. They seem to be heavily connected to the system state, though. So, systems that have fallen out of Thargoid control have these sites that are deactivated. And so that, I think, in my opinion, I think that leans into more of the organic elements of their technology. It's almost like they need the Thargoid presence. They need maybe a local power source of some kind that's not present at the facility, or maybe they get power somehow remotely from the presence of the Thargoids themselves. I don't know, but there's something connected to Thargoid control in a particular system that activates and deactivates these Spire sites. And so it'd be interesting to kind of see what that has to do with anything, just like how the pods can affect Thargoid system state, the ones with the humans in them from the Titans. So yeah, it's really a mystery, and it's kind of a fascinating mystery for us to look at. And so I'm actually excited about the Spire sites. I'm going to be going back. I'm going to be publishing a video going back to do some more research and looking at the Spires here pretty soon. So that's exciting. But yeah, it's I don't know. That's a strange one, but we'll have to wait and see. There's a CG up there. The information's there, and check it out. Help out if you're interested in helping Professor Palin with his research. These, as always, are the disciples. Thank you for your continued support of the channel. If you would like to support this content, the other content I do, and stuff I do on social media, there it is on the screen, Commander Exorcist, patreon.com/Commander Exorcist, and all the fun stuff on Patreon is there. Please come and support. Love to have you as part of the team. There's special things, secret videos, and things that don't get pushed to everybody, and just an opportunity to support and become part of the group. Okay, this is the point where I would normally say, thank you, everybody, and go into a few minutes of a rant, then say goodnight. I'm not going to do that tonight. I have to say something. I am heartbroken, but I just want to say I'm very excited. Sally Morgan Moore, community manager for Elite. This is her last week at Frontier. She dropped a bombshell on us yesterday that she's gone. She has been with this game since I have been with this game. So I have known Sally for a long time, and very excited that she's getting an opportunity to move on to something that she's passionate about and a bigger opportunity. So, Sally, we're going to miss you. The whole community is going to miss you. Thank you for your continued support of our game. Thank you for helping us to keep our game alive and to continue to enjoy being commanders, because we do, and just we're really going to miss you, and I wish you all the best. And I'm not going to be very sentimental, because I go way too far and get all teary-eyed, and I have problems with crying and all that. So, but Sally, thank you. Farewell. And I look forward both to your new adventure and to who they bring in to help out ARF for Elite, because this mission's not over. It really isn't. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes from it. But Sally, thank you for everything, and Godspeed, God bless for you. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. And like I said, have a safe and happy Halloween. Watch your backs, fly safe, and I will see you out there. Good night, everybody.